Hi, I'm Denise Koo. I am a long-standing tennis player ever since I was 10, but these days I teach pickleball here at Agape Tennis Center and DeKalb Tennis Center. And I love both tennis and pickleball. Um, and I just wanted to answer the question for a little bit about, is pickleball going to ruin my tennis? Because I get that question a lot from tennis players. They're a little bit afraid, and I get it. I was there. I heard about pickleball for a long time before I started playing it. And I was saying, no way am I playing that sport because I don't want to ruin my tennis. But about a year and a half ago, a tennis friend got me out on the pickleball court, and I haven't stopped. I also haven't stopped playing tennis. And what I find is that playing both sports actually is good for my ability to play the other sport. Um, I know you don't really believe me because you see the pickleball court and it's really small compared to the tennis court, and the strokes are a little bit different. You're hitting a full long stroke in tennis, and you're hitting this short little backswing in pickleball, and you've got this ball that doesn't bounce in pickleball, a little wiffle ball, and you've got that thing called a dink, and all these strange rules in pickleball. You can't hit the ball until it's bounced twice, this two bounce rule, and you have to hit underhanded serve and all those things. But there's a lot, first of all, of course, that we have in common, right? Hitting the ball out in front, watching the ball hit your racket or your paddle. And in fact, that's actually one of the things that helps me is when I'm switching back and forth, and I am always switching back and forth between tennis and pickleball. I really have to focus, which is actually good, right? Because we all get a little careless when we're playing one of these sports and we don't focus on watching the ball hit either the paddle or the racket. And so I'm paying much more attention every time I switch. The other thing that happened is as I started playing pickleball, it was new to me and I really had a lot to learn because the game is different. There's this key aspect of called the soft game in pickleball, which is different than in tennis. So I was watching all sorts of videos and trying to get strategy, and it's made me focus much more in the tennis court on where am I hitting the ball. Um, as a singles player in tennis, I wasn't necessarily thinking about that because I had the whole court and only one person. But as a doubles player in tennis, you really have to pay attention to strategy. And you absolutely have to do that in pickleball because you have a very small court and you got two people often when you're playing doubles, and you have to really think about where you're hitting it. So that's been really great for me. Although I have to say the best thing for me about playing pickleball is the fact that I'm playing so much at the non-volley zone that I think my hands have gotten a lot quicker in volleys. And the biggest compliment I get from my tennis friends is when I'm hitting really rapid volleys at the net and I'm not backing up and I'm right there, they'll say to me, wow, how'd you get that? You have great hands. Those must be your pickleball hands. So really, really fun. Um, and I guess the other thing I want to say, I don't, because you can look at all the technical aspects of what's different, is the social aspects of pickleball. Even though I said I was going to wait until I was older, my father, who's been a tennis player ever since he was a kid, and had introduced me to tennis, and we used to play mixed doubles, father-daughter, and then mixed doubles. He has now switched at 84 to pickleball because about 6 years ago, his mobility was bothering him and he couldn't move as much, couldn't cover as much, and he started playing pickleball and he loves it. Plays 4 or 5 times a week. And what I love about that is now I can go home and play pickleball with him, with my nieces and nephews. We'll get all three generations out on the court. And even though most of them are not tennis players or pickleball players, you can pick it up reasonably easily and you can have fun. And so a lot of us who are tennis players, when we get to the higher levels of tennis, we don't necessarily want to play with people who are beginners or even intermediates because we want the ball to come back. Well, in pickleball, just about anybody can at least get the ball to come back and you can have a social game. I mean, my friends in pickleball are different than my friends in tennis. I play with men, women, people of all ages, and it's a ton of fun. Now, the only warning I have to have for people is in pickleball, I get hit all the time. Well, I wouldn't say all the time, but certainly I have been hit with a pickleball more times in the year and a half that I've been playing pickleball than an entire lifetime of playing tennis. But it's hilarious. I just laugh about it. I've noticed the bruises later. It's a little bit funny, but it's great fun and it's very social. Where you're so close to each other. You're only 14 feet across when you're playing pickleball, and so you're constantly sort of razzing each other, socializing, laughing. It's just great fun. So I would say if you're a tennis player, you don't have to wait until you get too old to play tennis. You can start playing pickleball now and keep them both up. It'll be really great for you. So here at Agape, we have lots of pickleball pros. So feel free, come up, sign up for lessons, group lessons, private lessons. We've got a private lesson going on right there. It's a great opportunity. It's really easy to pick up the basics, lifetime to master, but you'll be having fun in no time. Thanks so much.